At just 26 years old, Aryana had already become a household name within the corridors of Zenith Innovations. Known for her exceptional marketing strategies, she had been instrumental in helping the company land some of its biggest clients. Aryana's journey had started humbly, as an intern with big dreams and relentless determination. Now, as a junior executive, her recent campaign for a prominent tech client had solidified her position as a top performer. The campaign was a game-changer for Zenith Innovations. Aryana had crafted a bold and fresh strategy that took the market by storm. It was innovative, precise, and delivered tangible results. During the quarterly meeting, the CEO, Mr. Lawson, couldn't contain his praise. "Ladies and gentlemen," Mr. Lawson announced with a beaming smile, "Aryana's campaign for quantum tech has elevated Zenith Innovations to new heights. Her creativity, dedication, and hard work are exemplary. Congratulations, Aryana." Applause erupted in the conference room, but not everyone joined in. Henry, Aryana's manager, sat quietly, his forced smile betraying the storm brewing within him. Henry had once been the golden boy of Zenith Innovations. Aryana's rapid ascent reminded him of his own fading glory, and jealousy took root in his heart. After the meeting, Aryana returned to her desk, still riding the high of Mr. Lawson's commendation. However, she couldn't shake the feeling that Henry's congratulatory words had lacked sincerity. "Maybe it's just my imagination," Aryana thought, brushing off her unease. But she had no idea what Henry was planning. Henry's envy began to manifest in subtle yet deliberate ways. He started nitpicking Aryana's work, questioning her decisions during team discussions, and assigning her tasks that were far beneath her capabilities. Aryana tried to address the issue professionally. One day, she approached Henry after a meeting. "Henry," she began cautiously, "I've noticed that you've been reassigning some of my projects. Is there something I can improve on?" Henry leaned back in his chair, feigning concern. "Aryana, you've done well so far, but I think you're overextending yourself. I'm reassigning the quantum tech follow-up campaign to another team." Aryana's heart sank. Quantum tech was her flagship project, and she had already laid the groundwork for the next phase. "But, Henry, the client specifically requested me to lead." "It's for the best," Henry cut her off, his tone final. "Focus on the smaller projects I've assigned you." Though hurt, Aryana decided not to argue. She returned to her desk, determined not to let Henry's actions derail her progress. As the weeks went by, Henry's behavior escalated. During a team brainstorming session, Aryana presented a unique idea for a new client's campaign. Her concept was bold and unconventional, aimed at disrupting the industry norm. "That's impractical," Henry interrupted, his tone dripping with condescension. "We need realistic ideas, not over-the-top fantasies." The room fell silent, and all eyes turned to Aryana. Feeling the sting of humiliation, she straightened her shoulders and calmly replied, "This approach aligns perfectly with the client's vision. I've conducted thorough research, and I'm confident it will deliver the results they're looking for." Henry waved her off dismissively. "Let's move on to the next idea." Aryana clenched her fists under the table, but remained composed. What she didn't know was that Mr. Lawson had been observing the session from the glass-paneled meeting room next door. Later that day, Mr. Lawson called Aryana to his office. "Aryana," he began, "I watched how you handled yourself in the meeting today. Your idea was solid, and your professionalism in the face of unwarranted criticism was impressive. Don't let anyone undermine your confidence. I'm counting on you." Aryana left his office with renewed determination. Henry's attempts to sabotage her wouldn't break her spirit. She resolved to let her work speak for itself, even as the challenges mounted. Aryana poured her heart into the smaller projects Henry had assigned her, refusing to let his actions dampen her enthusiasm. She knew that every piece of work she produced carried her signature of excellence. The whispers around the office about her capabilities grew louder as her creative solutions consistently impressed clients and colleagues alike. However, Henry's jealousy had grown unchecked. He began spreading subtle rumors about Aryana, claiming her success was the result of favoritism from the higher-ups. Some co-workers started distancing themselves from her, their attitudes tinged with doubt. One Friday afternoon, Aryana overheard two colleagues whispering near the break room. "Do you think Aryana really came up with all those ideas on her own?" one asked. "I don't know," the other replied hesitantly. "Henry says Mr. Lawson has been giving her unfair advantages." Aryana's heart sank. It wasn't just about her career anymore. It was about her integrity. But instead of confronting the gossip, she decided to remain focused. "My work will prove my worth," she told herself. One morning, Aryana received an email from Mr. Lawson's office, inviting her to join a high-level strategy meeting for a major new client. Excited but nervous, she prepared a comprehensive pitch to present during the session. The meeting was Aryana's first opportunity to showcase her skills to the company's top executives. As she confidently explained her vision for the campaign, she noticed approving nods around the room. "This is exactly the kind of innovative thinking Zenith Innovations needs," Mr. Lawson remarked, clearly impressed. The executives applauded Aryana's ideas, and she left the meeting on a high. But her success didn't go unnoticed by Henry, who was seething. That afternoon, he called her into his office. "I heard you made quite an impression in today's meeting," Henry said, his voice laced with sarcasm. "But let me remind you, Aryana, you're still part of my team. Don't forget your place." Aryana met his gaze steadily. "I'm just doing my job, Henry." "Well, from now on, you'll need my approval for any client-facing presentations," he snapped. "You've been taking too many liberties." Aryana left his office, frustrated but determined not to let him intimidate her. Henry's insecurities reached a boiling point. Determined to tarnish Aryana's reputation, he orchestrated a plan to undermine her. He deliberately withheld critical information about a client project, knowing it would make her appear unprepared. When Aryana presented her progress during a review meeting, the client pointed out a significant gap in her proposal. "This is disappointing," the client said, frowning. "We expected a more thorough approach from Zenith Innovations." Aryana felt her stomach drop. She quickly apologized and promised to rectify the issue, but the damage was done. Henry sat silently during the meeting, a smug expression on his face. Back at her desk, Aryana analyzed the project files and realized what had happened. Henry had concealed a crucial email thread that contained updated client requirements. Furious but determined to stay professional, she confronted him in private. "Henry, I know what you did," Aryana said firmly. "You withheld information to make me look incompetent." Henry feigned innocence. "I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you should pay closer attention to detail." Aryana knew she couldn't win a direct confrontation. Instead, she decided to document everything and focus on rebuilding her client's trust. She worked late into the night, crafting a revised proposal that addressed all the client's concerns. When she presented the updated plan the next day, the client was impressed. "This is exactly what we needed," they said. "Thank you for your quick turnaround." Henry's attempt to sabotage Aryana had failed, but she realized that his hostility wasn't going to stop. Determined to protect her reputation and career, Aryana began considering her next move. As Aryana continued to rise above Henry's underhanded tactics, her perseverance and work ethic did not go unnoticed. Among her colleagues, one person in particular, Mia, admired Aryana's strength. Mia, a senior project manager with years of experience, had seen her share of office politics and recognized the challenges Aryana faced. One afternoon, Mia approached Aryana in the break room. "You're handling yourself well under the circumstances," Mia said, her tone supportive. "But I've noticed Henry's behavior toward you, and it's unacceptable." Aryana hesitated before replying, unsure if she could trust Mia. "I appreciate that, but I'm just trying to stay professional." Mia nodded. "I understand, but you don't have to fight this battle alone. If you need support or advice, I'm here for you." Feeling a spark of hope, Aryana confided in Mia about Henry's sabotage during the client project. Mia listened carefully and offered a crucial piece of advice. "Document everything," Mia said. "Emails, meetings, even casual conversations. If this escalates, you'll need evidence to defend yourself." Aryana thanked Mia and left the conversation feeling more empowered. For the first time, she felt she had an ally in the office. A few weeks later, Aryana was assigned to a new project for Zenith Innovations' biggest client, Luxor Industries. It was a high-stakes account, and Henry made it clear he didn't want Aryana involved. "This project is too important to risk any mistakes," Henry declared during a team meeting. "I'll be overseeing it personally." Aryana refused to be sidelined. She approached Mr. Lawson directly, requesting a chance to contribute to the project. "I believe I can bring value to this account," Aryana said confidently. "I've already worked on similar campaigns, and I'd like the opportunity to prove myself." Mr. Lawson was impressed by her initiative. "Very well," he said. "You can co-lead the project with Henry. Let's see what you can accomplish." Henry was livid when he heard the news, but Aryana focused on the task at hand. She poured her energy into developing innovative strategies for Luxor Industries, working tirelessly to ensure the campaign's success. However, Henry continued his attempts to undermine her. During a key presentation to the client, Henry deliberately contradicted Aryana's ideas, creating confusion. Despite the tension, Aryana stayed composed and provided clear explanations, ultimately winning the client's approval. After the meeting, Aryana confronted Henry in private. "If you have an issue with my ideas, address it with me directly," she said firmly. "Don't jeopardize the company's reputation." Henry smirked. "You're ambitious, Aryana. I'll give you that. But ambition can be dangerous." Aryana left the conversation more determined than ever to succeed. As the Luxor project progressed, Aryana's contributions became increasingly critical. Her innovative ideas and attention to detail impressed the clients, who began requesting her presence in every meeting. One day, Mr. Lawson called Aryana into his office. "I've been hearing excellent feedback about your work on the Luxor account," he said. "You've proven yourself to be an invaluable asset to Zenith Innovations." Aryana thanked him, feeling a surge of pride, but her success only fueled Henry's resentment. Desperate to regain control, Henry attempted a final act of sabotage. He manipulated the project timeline, setting unrealistic deadlines and blaming Aryana when tasks fell behind. Aryana, however, was prepared. She had followed Mia's advice and documented every interaction with Henry. When Mr. Lawson questioned the delays, Aryana presented a detailed record of the timeline changes, proving Henry's culpability. Mr. Lawson's expression darkened as he reviewed the evidence. "This is unacceptable," he said. "I'll be addressing this matter immediately." Later that day, Henry was called into a disciplinary meeting. Aryana didn't know what was said, but the next morning, Henry's demeanor had changed. He avoided eye contact and stopped interfering with her work. For the first time in months, Aryana felt a sense of peace. She knew the battle wasn't over, but she was no longer fighting alone. With Henry keeping a low profile, Aryana focused her energy on completing the Luxor project. Her innovative campaign ideas had transformed the account, and Luxor Industries had become increasingly enthusiastic about the direction Aryana proposed. One of Aryana's standout ideas involved a bold rebranding strategy that combined Luxor's heritage with cutting-edge marketing trends. The proposal required extensive collaboration across departments, and Aryana became the central figure coordinating the effort. Her days were long and demanding, but Aryana felt invigorated. Each step brought her closer to proving her worth, not just to Zenith Innovations but to herself. During one late-night brainstorming session, Aryana found herself working alongside Mia. "You're doing great, Aryana," Mia said, sipping her coffee. "It's been a long time since I've seen someone this committed." Aryana smiled. "Thank you, Mia. I couldn't have gotten this far without your advice." Mia leaned closer. "Just remember, Aryana, the higher you climb, the more resistance you'll face. Stay vigilant." The day of the final presentation to Luxor Industries arrived. Aryana felt a mix of nerves and excitement as she stepped into the conference room, where the client's executives awaited. Henry was also present, though he now sat silently, relegated to the sidelines. Aryana delivered the presentation with poise, walking the executives through the intricate details of her campaign. She showcased her rebranding strategy, supported by compelling data and creative visuals. The room was silent as she concluded, the tension palpable. Then, the CEO of Luxora, Mr. Patterson, broke into a smile. "This is exceptional work," Mr. Patterson said. "It's evident how much thought and effort went into this. We're thrilled to move forward with this campaign." Applause filled the room, and Aryana felt a wave of relief and pride. As the meeting adjourned, Mr. Lawson approached Aryana. "Outstanding job," he said. "You've exceeded all expectations. I'd like to discuss your future at Zenith Innovations." Aryana's heart raced. She had dreamed of this moment, a recognition of her hard work and potential. Just as Aryana began to feel the rewards of her efforts, a new challenge emerged. One morning, she arrived at the office to find whispers spreading among her colleagues. Henry had filed a formal complaint against Aryana, accusing her of undermining his authority during the Luxora project. The claim was baseless, but it created tension within the office. Aryana was summoned to a meeting with HR and Mr. Lawson to address the complaint. She arrived prepared, bringing her documentation of Henry's behavior and a record of her contributions to the project. As the meeting began, Henry attempted to paint Aryana as an insubordinate employee who had overstepped her role. Aryana remained calm. "With all due respect," she said, "I believe my record speaks for itself. I've documented every step of my involvement in the Luxora project and have consistently acted in the company's best interest." She handed over her evidence, which included emails, timelines, and client feedback praising her work. Mr. Lawson reviewed the documents with a serious expression. After a long pause, he looked at Henry. "This complaint seems to lack merit," he said. "Aryana's contributions have been invaluable, and her professionalism is evident. I suggest we focus on fostering a positive work environment moving forward." Henry's face turned red with frustration, but he said nothing. Aryana left the meeting feeling vindicated but wary. She knew this wasn't the end of Henry's schemes. As she walked back to her desk, Mia approached her. "He won't stop," Mia warned, "but you've proven you can handle him. Just keep doing what you're doing, and the truth will prevail." Aryana nodded. "I'm not giving up," she said. "Not now, not ever." Aryana's success with the Luxora project brought her newfound respect among her peers. Colleagues who once dismissed her as a newcomer now sought her advice. Even Mr. Lawson began involving her in high-level meetings, recognizing her potential as a rising star in the company. However, the fallout from Henry's failed complaint lingered. While his power within the company was visibly diminished, his resentment toward Aryana grew. He started spreading rumors, whispering to anyone who would listen about how Aryana supposedly manipulated her way to the top. Aryana, determined not to let the negativity distract her, focused on her next assignment. Mr. Lawson had entrusted her with spearheading a new initiative aimed at expanding Zenith Innovations' market presence globally. The project required Aryana to collaborate with teams from different countries and navigate cultural and logistical challenges. Late one evening, as Aryana reviewed her strategy, Mia dropped by her desk. "Big things are happening for you," Mia said with a smile. "But remember, Henry isn't the only obstacle. In this corporate world, success can breed jealousy." Aryana nodded. "I'm ready for it, Mia. I won't let anyone derail me." Unbeknownst to Aryana, Henry had begun plotting with another discontented senior manager, Veronica, who had also been sidelined due to Aryana's rising prominence. Together, they devised a plan to undermine Aryana's reputation and discredit her efforts on the global initiative. Their opportunity came when Aryana proposed a bold new marketing campaign. The campaign involved a significant investment in digital advertising, a shift from Zenith Innovations' traditional strategies. While the proposal was innovative, it was also a calculated risk. During a pivotal meeting, Henry and Veronica subtly criticized Aryana's plan, raising concerns about the costs and potential backlash if the strategy failed. They framed their objections as constructive feedback, but their real intent was to sow doubt among the leadership. Aryana defended her proposal with confidence, presenting data and case studies to support her strategy. "This approach may be unconventional," she said, "but it aligns with the trends shaping our industry. If we want to stay competitive, we must evolve." The room was divided, with some executives intrigued by Aryana's vision while others hesitated. Mr. Lawson, sensing the tension, decided to give Aryana the green light but added a caveat. "We'll move forward," he said, "but with careful oversight. Aryana, you'll need to provide regular updates and demonstrate measurable progress." Henry and Veronica exchanged glances, their plan partially thwarted but not entirely defeated. As Aryana worked tirelessly to implement her campaign, Henry and Veronica's sabotage efforts escalated. They began altering reports and miscommunicating key details to make it appear as though Aryana was mishandling the project. Aryana noticed inconsistencies and gaps in communication but couldn't immediately trace the source. Her frustration grew as she spent countless hours correcting mistakes and ensuring the project stayed on track. One evening, as Aryana stayed late in the office, she discovered an email thread between Henry and Veronica on a shared server. The messages revealed their coordinated attempts to undermine her. Aryana's hands trembled with anger as she read their plans. Rather than confront them immediately, Aryana decided to gather more evidence. She documented their actions meticulously, saving emails and tracking discrepancies. She also confided in Mia, who advised her to stay strategic. "You can't let them know you're onto them yet," Mia said. "Build your case, and then present it to Mr. Lawson when the time is right." Aryana agreed, channeling her frustration into a renewed determination to succeed. She redoubled her efforts on the campaign, working late nights and weekends to ensure its success. When the campaign launched, it exceeded expectations. The digital ads went viral, driving unprecedented traffic to Zenith Innovations. Platforms, clients, and stakeholders praised the bold move, and Aryana's name became synonymous with innovation and excellence. Henry and Veronica, however, refused to back down. Aryana knew the confrontation was inevitable, but she felt more prepared than ever to face them. Aryana's recent success with the global campaign solidified her position as a key player at Zenith Innovations, but she was not oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface. She continued to gather evidence of Henry and Veronica's sabotage while staying laser-focused on her work. Meanwhile, Henry and Veronica grew desperate. Seeing Aryana's campaign garner international acclaim, they plotted an elaborate scheme to discredit her. Veronica, leveraging her connections in the finance department, manipulated budget reports to make it appear as though Aryana had misallocated company funds for personal gain. The final phase of their plan was set in motion during a high-profile meeting with senior executives and investors. Henry presented the falsified documents, feigning concern. "Mr. Lawson," Henry said, his tone dripping with feigned sincerity, "we've discovered discrepancies in the financial records tied to Aryana's project. While we're all impressed by the results, these figures raise serious questions about her methods." Aryana's stomach dropped as the room went silent. She glanced at Mr. Lawson, who studied the documents with a furrowed brow. "Do you have an explanation for this, Aryana?" Mr. Lawson asked, his voice calm but firm. Aryana remained composed. "I do, Mr. Lawson. If you'll allow me, I'd like to review these records thoroughly and provide a full account. I have every confidence in the integrity of my work." Mr. Lawson nodded. "You have 48 hours. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this." As the meeting ended, Aryana felt the weight of the accusations pressing down on her, but she refused to crumble. Aryana immediately dove into the financial records, comparing them with her original files. She discovered the alterations Veronica had made and meticulously documented every discrepancy. She also uncovered email chains between Veronica and Henry coordinating their scheme. Mia, ever the loyal friend, helped Aryana compile her evidence into a compelling presentation. "You've got this," Mia said, squeezing Aryana's hand. "Just focus on the truth. They can't argue with facts." The day of reckoning arrived. Aryana stood before the executives, her confidence unwavering despite the high stakes. She began her presentation by outlining her project's financial strategy, providing detailed breakdowns supported by original records. Then she revealed the manipulated documents, contrasting them with her unaltered versions. "Ladies and gentlemen," Aryana concluded, "the discrepancies were not errors but deliberate fabrications. These emails between Henry and Veronica clearly outline their intent to sabotage my reputation and undermine this company's success." The room erupted in murmurs as Mr. Lawson reviewed the evidence. His expression darkened, and he turned to Henry and Veronica. "Is this true?" he demanded. Henry stammered, I didn't mean for it to go this far. We were just trying to." "To what?" Mr. Lawson interrupted. "Sabotage one of the most promising talents this company has ever seen? Consider this your last day at Zenith Innovations. Security will escort you out." Veronica protested, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. The two were swiftly removed, leaving Aryana with a hard-earned sense of vindication. With Henry and Veronica gone, Aryana's path forward seemed clearer, but she knew she couldn't afford to let her guard down. Mr. Lawson called her into his office the next day. "Aryana," he began, "what you've accomplished here is remarkable. Your integrity and perseverance in the face of adversity speak volumes. I'd like to offer you a promotion, Director of Global Strategy." Aryana's eyes widened. "Thank you, Mr. Lawson. I'm honored." The promotion came with new challenges, but Aryana embraced them with enthusiasm. She restructured her team, ensuring trust and collaboration were at the forefront. Mia, whose unwavering support had been invaluable, was promoted to a senior role under Aryana's leadership. As Aryana settled into her new position, she reflected on her journey. The trials she had faced had tested her in ways she never imagined, but they had also forged her into a stronger, more resilient leader. At a celebratory dinner with Mia and a few trusted colleagues, Aryana raised her glass. "To challenges, to growth, and to the people who stand by us through it all." The group clinked glasses, their laughter echoing through the night. Aryana knew the corporate world would always have its battles, but she also knew she was ready for whatever came next. As Aryana settled into her role as Director of Global Strategy, she found herself overseeing not just local projects but also spearheading international collaborations. The promotion brought prestige and responsibility, but it also introduced her to a new layer of corporate politics. One of Aryana's first tasks in her new role was managing the launch of Zenith Innovations' latest product line, a cutting-edge series of eco-friendly technologies. The project required collaboration with international teams, including a joint venture with a European company known for its rigorous standards. Aryana's attention to detail and ability to navigate cultural differences made her the ideal leader for the task. However, not everyone on the team welcomed her leadership. One senior executive, Richard Harlow, viewed Aryana's rise as a threat to his position. Richard had been with Zenith Innovations for decades and felt entitled to a role Aryana had now surpassed. During a high-stakes meeting, to finalize the product's launch strategy, Richard interrupted Aryana's presentation. "With all due respect, Aryana," he said, leaning back in his chair, "I think your approach is overly ambitious. We should focus on scaling back and mitigating risk rather than chasing unrealistic goals." Aryana remained composed. "Richard, I appreciate your input, but our market research shows that consumers are demanding bold innovations. By positioning ourselves as leaders in ecotech, we're not just meeting expectations, we're exceeding them. The data supports this direction." The room fell silent. Richard's glare didn't faze Aryana, but she knew his resentment was far from over. As the launch date approached, Aryana noticed inconsistencies in the reports from Richard's department. Key deliverables were delayed, and crucial data was missing. Suspecting sabotage, Aryana conducted a discreet investigation with the help of Mia, who had proven herself as a reliable ally time and again. They uncovered evidence that Richard had been withholding resources and deliberately stalling progress. Aryana confronted him in a private meeting. "Richard," she began, her tone firm, "I've reviewed the delays in your department, and the evidence points to intentional interference. Do you care to explain?" Richard scoffed. You think you can accuse me without proof? You're out of your depth, Aryana. I have proof, she said, sliding a folder across the table. Emails, logs, and witness statements. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, but this behavior undermines not just me but the entire company. I'll be reporting this to Mr. Lawson. Richard's confidence crumbled. Wait, Aryana. Let's talk about this. I made mistakes, but Richard, she interrupted. This isn't personal. It's about integrity. You've jeopardized a major project out of spite, and that's unacceptable. True to her word, Aryana reported the findings to Mr. Lawson. After a thorough review, Richard was asked to resign. The launch moved forward smoothly, and Aryana's leadership earned her widespread respect. The product launch was a resounding success, exceeding sales projections and establishing Zenith Innovations as a leader in sustainable technology. At the celebratory event, Mr. Lawson raised a toast to Aryana. To Aryana, he said, whose vision, perseverance, and integrity have brought us to this moment. This success is a testament to your leadership. Aryana smiled, but the journey had been anything but easy. Later that night, as she reflected on the challenges she had faced, she realized how much she had grown. She reached out to Richard, who had left the company quietly after his resignation. In a surprising turn, Richard admitted his faults and thanked Aryana for handling the situation with professionalism. I let my insecurities get the better of me, he said, but watching you lead, I've realized I have a lot to learn. Thank you for setting the right example. Aryana appreciated his honesty. Everyone makes mistakes, Richard. What matters is how we move forward. Aryana's journey was far from over, but she now had the confidence and experience to face whatever came next. She had proven to herself and others that success wasn't just about talent. It was about resilience, integrity, and the courage to do what's right. As Aryana stood on the balcony of her apartment that night, looking out at the city lights, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The challenges, the betrayals, and the victories had all shaped her into the leader she was becoming. Zenith Innovations had given Aryana a platform to grow, but it was her character and determination that had made all the difference. Aryana's leadership at Zenith Innovations caught the attention of competitors in the industry. Offers began pouring in from rival companies, each promising better pay and greater perks. While flattered, Aryana's loyalty to Zenith and her commitment to completing her current projects kept her grounded. During a major industry conference in New York, Aryana was invited to give a keynote address on the importance of sustainability in modern business practices. The event was attended by some of the most influential figures in the corporate world, including executives from Zenith's competitors. Aryana's speech was both inspirational and practical. She outlined the journey of turning bold ideas into actionable strategies and emphasized the need for corporate responsibility in addressing global environmental challenges. As she concluded her speech, the audience gave her a standing ovation. Aryana's ability to connect with people, whether through data or vision, had once again solidified her reputation. After the conference, Aryana was approached by Eleanor Davis, the CEO of a competing company, Ecovate Enterprises. You have an incredible gift, Aryana, Eleanor said. We've been watching you, and we'd love to have someone of your caliber on our team. If you're ever interested in exploring new opportunities, my door is open. Aryana smiled politely but kept her intentions vague. Thank you, Eleanor. I'm deeply committed to Zenith right now, but I'll keep your offer in mind. Back at Zenith Innovations, Aryana launched a new initiative to create mentorship programs for younger employees. She believed that investing in the next generation of leaders was critical to the company's long-term success. The program, called Inspire and Innovate, paired seasoned professionals with junior employees. Aryana personally mentored 3 individuals: Marcus, a young data analyst with a knack for creative problem-solving; Priya, a marketing associate with bold ideas; and Ethan, a software developer eager to improve his leadership skills. Aryana spent time understanding their strengths and challenges, offering guidance that went beyond professional advice. She encouraged Marcus to pitch his innovative data visualization tool to upper management, helped Priya refine her marketing strategies for a key campaign, and supported Ethan in leading his first team project. Under Aryana's mentorship, all three flourished. Marcus's tool was adopted company-wide, Priya's campaign brought in a surge of new clients, and Ethan successfully managed a complex project that exceeded expectations. At the next board meeting, Mr. Lawson praised Aryana's initiative. Inspire and Innovate has not only boosted morale but also unlocked untapped potential within our team. Aryana, your vision continues to transform this company. Just as everything seemed to be going smoothly, Aryana faced an unexpected challenge. A whistleblower within Zenith reported a potential breach of ethical practices in one of the company's subsidiaries. The subsidiary, Greenwave Solutions, was responsible for sourcing raw materials for Zenith's eco-friendly products. Allegations surfaced that Greenwave had partnered with suppliers involved in exploitative labor practices. The news hit Aryana hard. She had championed Zenith as a leader in ethical business, and this revelation threatened to tarnish the company's reputation. Aryana immediately called an emergency meeting with the executive team. This isn't just about our reputation, it's about our values. If these allegations are true, we need to act decisively and transparently to address them. She led a thorough investigation, bringing in independent auditors to review Greenwave's operations. Aryana also insisted on meeting directly with the whistleblower, who was initially hesitant but eventually agreed. The investigation confirmed the allegations, and Aryana took swift action. She terminated the partnership with the unethical suppliers, restructured Greenwave's leadership, and implemented stricter oversight measures. Aryana also spearheaded a public apology and transparency campaign, acknowledging Zenith's mistake and outlining the steps being taken to prevent future lapses. The way Aryana handled the crisis earned her widespread respect, both within and outside the company. She demonstrated that true leadership wasn't about avoiding mistakes. It was about taking responsibility and leading with integrity when challenges arose. As the dust settled, Mr. Lawson called Aryana into his office. "Aryana," he said, "your ability to turn a crisis into an opportunity for growth is remarkable. You've not only protected Zenith's values, but reinforced them. I can't think of anyone more capable of leading this company into the future." Aryana smiled, grateful for the trust and support she had earned. She knew that leadership wasn't about titles or accolades. It was about making a difference and staying true to one's principles, no matter the cost. The aftermath of the Greenwave Solutions scandal left a lasting impact on Zenith Innovations. While Aryana's handling of the situation had been exemplary, the company faced scrutiny from investors, clients, and the public. However, Aryana's commitment to rectifying the issues and transparency helped restore confidence. In the following months, Aryana worked tirelessly to rebuild the company's image, focusing on its ethical standards and commitment to sustainability. She initiated new sustainability goals and led workshops on corporate responsibility. She also fostered a renewed sense of unity within the company, emphasizing the importance of integrity and trust in their operations. As the dust settled and the company regained its footing, Aryana's contributions did not go unnoticed. The board, led by Mr. Lawson, began to seriously consider her as a successor to the CEO position. Despite all of her success, Aryana remained focused on her current role. She was determined to continue driving Zenith's vision forward, especially by ensuring the mentorship program she started continued to thrive. One day, as she was preparing for an internal meeting, she received a call from Mr. Lawson. "Aryana," he said, his voice steady but with an unmistakable weight, "we need to talk. It's time we discussed your future at Zenith." The following afternoon, Aryana entered Mr. Lawson's office with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. She had no idea what he was about to propose, but after years of hard work, she had earned a sense of confidence in her own abilities. "Please, have a seat," Mr. Lawson said, gesturing to the chair opposite his desk. "I've been thinking about the future of Zenith, and I believe you are the right person to lead it into the next phase of its growth." Aryana's heart skipped a beat. After much deliberation, Mr. Lawson continued, "I want to offer you the role of CEO. You've shown time and time again that you have the vision, the integrity, and the drive to lead this company. I can't think of anyone more suited to this role." Aryana sat in stunned silence, taking in the weight of his words. She had always dreamed of this moment, but hearing it now felt surreal. "I'm honored, truly," Aryana said, her voice filled with gratitude. "But I want to ensure I'm ready for the challenge. Zenith is a massive company with immense responsibility, and I'll need to be sure I'm the best fit for it." Mr. Lawson smiled warmly. "I have no doubt you're ready, Aryana. You've already proven yourself. I trust you to continue pushing Zenith to new heights." With that, Aryana's promotion was official. She would become the youngest CEO in the company's history, a testament to her dedication and the vision she had worked so hard to bring to life. As Aryana assumed her new position as CEO, she quickly realized that leadership was not just about setting a vision, it was about managing people, balancing priorities, and navigating complex relationships. While her new title came with increased responsibility, she also had the power to implement change at a much larger scale. One of her first major tasks was to work on a new product line that would take Zenith Innovations to the forefront of the clean tech industry. She gathered her top executives and department heads to brainstorm ideas, looking for groundbreaking solutions to global energy challenges. But being a leader was not without its challenges. Aryana had to balance the demands of the board, the expectations of investors, and the everyday operations of the company. She also found herself dealing with more office politics, as some people doubted her abilities because of her age and gender. She faced pressure to maintain Zenith's image while continuing to innovate, often receiving pushback from both old-school executives and newer, more ambitious ones. But Aryana didn't let this deter her. She knew that her leadership would be defined not by the people who doubted her, but by the results she achieved. She worked closely with her team, reinforcing the company's values and encouraging her staff to think outside the box. Under her guidance, Zenith launched its most successful product yet, a clean energy solution that won accolades at international environmental conferences. The product was a huge success, bringing in millions of dollars and reaffirming Aryana's position as a visionary leader. But even in her triumph, Aryana remained humble. She knew the true measure of success wasn't in the accolades. It was in the difference her work made in the world. Months passed, and Aryana's leadership at Zenith Innovations continued to transform the company. She instituted policies that made the workplace more inclusive and created opportunities for people from diverse backgrounds to rise to leadership positions. Her mentorship program expanded, and she had helped hundreds of employees advance in their careers. Zenith Innovations had become a role model for corporate responsibility, leading the way in sustainable practices, ethics, and employee development. Aryana's personal growth was reflected in the company's success, and her journey had become an inspiration to countless others. As she sat in her office late one evening, reflecting on how far she had come, Aryana couldn't help but think back to her early days at Zenith. She remembered the challenges she faced, the doubts she overcame, and the perseverance that got her to this point. Her phone buzzed with a message from Marcus, one of her first mints. "I just got promoted to team leader. Thank you for believing in me." Aryana smiled, proud of the person Marcus had become. She knew that her true legacy was not just in the work she had done, but in the people she had helped become leaders themselves. As Aryana looked out at the skyline from her office, she realized that this was just the beginning. Zenith's future, and her own, was full of endless possibilities. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more delightful stories.